Hi everyone, this is Michael Halpin at MuniReg. Hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to take a moment to share with you a story that you may have seen already pertaining to code enforcement, but is now being picked up by the national media outlets. Unfortunately, it kind of shines a negative light on the community at hand. So I think there's just a lot of opportunities for takeaway, learning opportunities, and I've seen some similarities to other circumstances in my 20 plus years, and so I'm throwing it out there with some of my thoughts, and I hope that you folks will take a listen and submit your thoughts. Love to get feedback. Am I on the right path? Am I totally missing the boat? Most importantly, what can we do to try to avoid these circumstances in the future, or these consequences in the future? So to jump in, the gist of the story is that a drunk driver at 2:30 a.m. one morning crashed his vehicle into the front of a residential property. Thank God nobody was hurt. The homeowner was upstairs. The drunk driver was extricated from the vehicle, arrested, etc. 10 days later, according to the newspaper article, the homeowner received a violation notice in the mail saying that they're in violation of city code for having a hole in the property and having no windows. The obvious response by the homeowner to the media was that this notice was tone deaf and he was in violation for being a victim. So obviously, in this case, the homeowner is correct. The code department manager responded to the media and told them that this is the policy. And also the quote was, "This was a catastrophic incident and they wanted to ensure that the homeowners were safe and the building was safe." Absolutely great response. My first question is, why wasn't that included in the notice, right? I get it. There was great communication. The fire department was called. The fire department notified code enforcement. But what was missing? What was missing? Why? What the department manager said to the media, why was that conveyed to the homeowner? Whether it's, and I get it, the letter's got to be mailed. That's the policy. That's the procedure. I had that when I was at Safeguard, and if I would tell a code officer that you're mailing a letter to a vacant abandoned property because that's the last known address of the homeowner, or you're going to send a notice to the bank who happens to be the trustee, Deutsche Bank in Germany, when you need to speak to the servicer and I have the phone number for the servicer. Well, you got to follow procedure, absolutely. Same thing could have happened here. You can follow procedure and mail the letter, but include one more piece of paper in there that says, we understand this is a catastrophic event, and this letter that we're sending is a formality, but please call our offices and discuss the situation. And as the article said, the code officer will give time, etc. All that should have been communicated up front. The question is, why not? I always give the benefit of the doubt that it boils down to lack of resources, potentially lack of training, but there's so many opportunities to use common sense here to avoid the negative optics that happen here. Code officer could have hand-delivered the note saying, here's formality, and we're here to help you. What can we do to help? In this case, it seems like the homeowner is in good shape, saying that the driver's insurance will cover the damages to the property, but that may not have been the case. It could have been an uninsured driver. It could have been a elderly individual living alone that maybe doesn't have the wherewithal to take those next steps, to work with the insurance company. The proactive code enforcement officers that I've seen, and whether it's just out with more training or with additional resources or both, being proactive, knocking on the door and saying, okay, what can we do to help to get this property back where it needs to be, as opposed to just following the procedure. Following procedure is good. Never want to say don't follow procedure, but circumstances like this really warrant some common sense and thinking outside the box. And as I said, it's not a knock on the code officer. I think it should be used as a learning opportunity to learn why did this happen. Is it simply a training issue for the code officer, or is it a larger scale issue where these code officers are stretched too thin and don't have the bandwidth to make the right decisions? So those are some of my thoughts. Take a look at the story itself. I would love to get feedback. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.